Okay, so Big B's done with me because I hung up on him last night. If anybody can hear me.
We're just saying that.
It's a sad day here in Tanland. I hate when my phone does this. You care more about a fucking song than a homeless man. Hoping people know they're not true.
Message 478623448.
Back again, baby. Hi, Penelope. I guess we're back on. Yeah, we lost the stream for a little bit. Oh, there's Andrea. She's in the water. I'm not here for content anymore. Okay. No problem, brother. Talk to me.
Okay, so the reason why I'm pissed off at you, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, is because you cared more about your fucking song last night than you did about helping a homeless man that I was going to help with advice of where to go to get resources, as well as offer to use my nonprofit public charity 501c3 organization as an avenue to help him raise money so he can get back up on his feet. Okay? So basically, you ruined that opportunity for him by caring more about a song, playing a song and singing and dancing than you did about that homeless man when I was trying to help him. Okay? You don't get it, David. My life now is all about philanthropy and helping the less fortunate and people that have mental health issues, autism, and special needs. I want to be the Jesus of blockchain, okay? The three most successful people in history of the world. Can you guess who they are?
Jesus and Elvis? And Michael Jackson.
Jesus, Moses, and the Prophet Muhammad are the three most successful people in history of the world. And you want to know why?
Because they help people.
It has nothing to do with money. You can't define success by money. Money is something you can't take with you. A legacy is. A legacy is something you take with you that you take when you go to heaven, okay? That you live a life of righteousness and good deeds, okay? And everybody knows you by your legacy.
What about Mother
That's
Teresa?
How you define success, by legacy, not by.
What about
not
Mother
by
Teresa,
wealth,
bro?
Not by fancy things, not by Honus Wagner cards, not by something like that.
Well, you're the one showing all that shit nonstop, not me.
Yes, but what I'm saying is I was showing the trolls that last night just to rub it in their face, because this guy Tony, who's in your chat, says all this shit about me, says all this stuff, and some people troll me in your chat from the recent Discord, okay? So I went on a rampage last night against him and called me a liar.
On my Discord.
What?
On my Discord.
Yeah, I'm just done with the chaos. I'm done with it.
And you know what? You trash talk me on my
I
own
don't want to get dragged
Discord.
into the chaos. I don't want to get dragged. I'm living a positive, healthy life. One very good for my emotional health and my well-being, so that I left this Skank Queen show. Okay, I don't need to be dragged into this circle of smut all over again. You see what I'm saying?
Do you feel like a victim?
Yeah, I feel like a victim of this Skank Queen.
Well, I'm talking about on my show.
What?
on Cowboy and Tan Man show. Are you a victim?
It's all the same intertwined
It's
circle
not,
people
bro. I
that
asked
are
you to
her
stop.
show, that are in
Listen,
your Discord, showing up in your chat and your show.
Bro,
all
I
that
asked
stuff.
you not
if
to.
You were to branch out.
I asked you not to call because we wanted to enjoy the music. We gave the guy pizza, but Cowboy took his number for you, and you just kept calling and calling and calling. And the other idiot, what's his name, Charlie. It's like we couldn't have a moment without the two of you trying to interject yourselves into every move we were making, and it was so frustrating that it was just off the charts. That's why I was getting angry. That's why I was hanging up. I don't mean to hang up on you. You know I love you like a younger brother. It's like I love you, dude. You know I do. But after a while, it was overwhelming. Do you understand that? Like you're doing in Discord. You're just overwhelming the other people that are there. You're taking over the Discord.
Okay, well,
I'm just like, I don't want to, listen, I don't want to lose you. You've been with me since the beginning. I try to protect you from yourself. I hang up on you when you start talking all that like really nasty stuff, the dick talk and the N-word and the sexual stuff, because I know my daughter's watching.
Can't do anything outside of this.
And I'm just trying to like work with you without trying to, you know, Jennifer told me, you know, if he goes over the line, hang up on him. She doesn't want you to, but I don't want to lose you, but I don't want you to hurt your image either, because we know you're a superstar. We do know that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not a superstar, not yet, but I'm gonna be.
Dude, you're the next Mother Teresa.
I'm just well known at this point. I'm not a superstar. I'm not like somebody that's famous or anything. That's worldwide famous. I'm a well-known public figure. I'm just not famous. I mean, if I were to say I was famous, I'd be telling a lie, like Lisa Jordan does. She's just somebody that's well-known. She's not famous. You know what I mean? She got well-known for having baloney in her book. You know what I mean? Like Howard said.
Listen, let me just tell you this. You know I love you. You're part of the show. I'm just trying to save you from yourself a lot of times. Now, I understand that you wanted to help last night. I get that. And we got the guy's number if you want to reach out to him. But when you do a half-hour diatribe on who you know and how much money you have, it gets annoying after a while.
David, the thing you don't understand is that my family has the money. I don't have the money.
Okay, Barrett, it doesn't. You know I don't care who has your money. I love you for who you are, not the money. Have I ever asked you for a nickel?
I'm set for life, but it's residual income. You see what I'm saying? I get income here and there. I broker high-end sports cards is what I do. That I
Man,
buy
we're all
low
proud of
FSL
you.
high.
Believe
That's
me,
the
we
mantra,
are.
you
We're
know?
proud of you. We love you. Your family here. You are. I'm just trying to tell you that, you know, there are certain points where, like, you just keep calling and calling and calling and calling, and then when I put you on, you just rambling on, and it just, for me, it gets overwhelming.
Okay.
That's it. Other than that, I love you being part of this show, bro. You're like part of this with us.
And we recognize how much of a heart you have and how generous you are.
Okay.
You're misunderstanding and not hearing us. It's just we wanna run, and we appreciate you, bro. You got our number. We got your number.
Dude, don't I call you when I need relationship issues?
Right? So, like, reach out to us. You want his number, Robert? We got his number. We tried to help him. You know,
he got his number.
you know, so being, you know that, listen, with addiction issues and all of this, there's certain things and steps you have to follow. And not everybody wants to follow these steps and rules. And when you're getting everything for free, and it's not residual money, you got to follow these strict rules. And you kind of get that because I know we've been down the road and spent a little time, and we understand that.
Let me tell you why this is very. When the guy said he got out of prison, right? That immediately struck home with me because I was left homeless when I got out of the Fed when I was wrongfully incarcerated for 18 months, right?
Yep.
They coerced me into pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanors after they wrongfully charged me for 18 months. For
See, this is the listen, Barry. Barry, listen
and
to me.
they dropped those felony charges.
Barry. Listen, this is the part I don't like. I don't want you putting your private life out in the fucking world.
And you realize what you're doing is you're giving fuel. You're giving fuel.
The trolls already doxed my court cases all over Lisa's Discord, so it doesn't matter. But
I'm just saying, listen.
They've already doxed. They've already doxed.
Listen,
my court cases because when Google
I'm going to cut your ass off when I think you're running long, brother. It's that simple. And I'm not, look, the trolls are going to do what they're going to do. I'm not getting in the middle of this shit. You see that I don't really get involved. You know, you got to set yourself up for this. But you know, I'm going to set you up.
Trolls that shit on me in your Discord.
Well, I'm going to set you up with your own room in the Discord, and you're going to have your own little chat room. And Barry, you can go to town on and with anything you want, and I'll look at it, I'll watch it. But you know, you cannot just overwhelm people with 1,000 pictures of baseball cards.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you know when I cut you off, and you know that I'm always going to have you back. But when you're running long and you start going on to off the tracks, and I feel like you're saying things that might incriminate yourself, I'm going to hit the button, bro. And it's no disrespect because you know I love you.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Just don't feel like, you know, there's nobody ganging up on you. You're just putting out too much information.
No, this guy Tony was ganging up.
All right, so it's one guy. We don't even know who this guy is, bro. Do we know who Tony is?
But it was Tony August and there's one other person. I don't know. That was in Discord the other day.
Dude, if I took to heart all the shit that I've taken since I've started, you saw how I explode. And at the end of the day, I've learned because of that woman, the cancer patient I keep mentioning. All I got to do is think of her, and it just takes me into a different mode. And I find myself to be a lot more calmer now. You know, I know yesterday I went off the rails against Skank Queen and everything because I didn't like that she was talking about me again, and it hurt. It's like enough with her.
Yeah.
You know?
Well.
But, you know, I don't want to see you, you know, as a brother. I don't want to see you give out you know, you're the one who teaches me about being doxxed. You teach me about being doxxed. You're the one. You taught me. And at the end of the
they've already doxed my...
Right, but you know, that was then. This is now. It's a new beginning.
I don't even live with my mom. They doxed her address and my cell phone number and all this stuff a long time ago. They harassed me from the Lisa show last time I stayed with her. The very last time at the Possible event, they harassed me. They made up all these lies about me saying I'm a felon, like all this stuff. But
you know what? Listen to me. If you just think about who's it coming from, bro, it's just people behind a keyboard that are trying to get under your skin, and you're going with it. And I went with it too. And Cowboy yesterday had a really rough show. They got to him. They finally hit the nerve. Charlie called us a piece of shit for giving a guy pizza. They really thought we were exploiting the guy for ratings or money. We didn't make a dime last night. Dude, no shit. Yeah. I spent more than this show brought in, and we really honestly, in a really good way, when we didn't eat the pizza, we thought of him, not to put him on camera, but I would have anyway, with or without the pizza, because we know the guy, and he plays music for us, and he's a nice guy, and we would like to help him. But, you know, we didn't give him the pizza to bring up the ratings or anything. That was never in my thought process. You know me, bro. I'm not... Look, we're going to just do what we're going to do.
Troll, of course he's going to say that.
I mean, that, you know, Charlie called us, you know, he's like, you guys are a piece of shit for giving this guy pizza for ratings. We had half a pie left. We didn't even touch it.
Tim, stop taking his calls. Let him wither away. Block all private calls so private people can't call you, including Charlie, and just ignore him. Just ignore him.
Well, you guys, listen, I like you. Listen, here's the thing, bro. I enjoy you being part of this show, and I know the rest of us do. I think the family loves when you call in, but they don't like when you go long. It's nice to hear your voice and that you're doing well and that you're alive and kicking. But when you start going rambling on about all your connections and the money and the this and the that and the charities, look, yes, we want to know what's going on in your life, you know, but you take it to another level sometimes and you get too personal. And I know it has to do with your, maybe something, your illness, I don't know.
Yeah, it has to do with my autism. I'm an
Right,
open
but
book
again,
with
your
my
autism has been a positive, you know, you've turned that into a positive. So, you know, I don't want to use that as an excuse, but I have, sometimes I feel like I have to save you from yourself, that's all. And that's when I hit the button. I don't want to upset you. And if you see I'm getting upset, I'm like, Barry, stop calling. Why would you just keep calling anyway? When I'm telling you right then and there, please stop calling. We just want to enjoy the moment.
social cue issues. I don't understand them sometimes.
Well, it's okay. Like I said, we still love you, brother.
Yeah.
You're part of this as long as you want to be. If you say you're done, then you're done. If not, I love that you're here. But I just want to protect you from yourself. And, you know, if you're going to use words, if you're going to
I just...
You know, I tell you all the time, my daughter's watching, my mother's watching.
August and Tony,
It's all good. Don't be upset. I don't want you to be upset at me, you know.
Rinse them. Rinse the trolls, you know. Outside of that, I'll be a part of it as long as it wins. Charlie, Tony, and August, and whoever else needs to be rinsed is shooting on me in the Discord, you know. And,
let me ask you something. Did you notice that picture that I posted behind my head in the studio? Whenever these people start to get to me, I turn my head, I look at them, and I realize who they are.
Yeah, but it's not good for my mental health to be trolled, and it's not good, you know. And these people get to me, and it's like, and that's why I left Elise's show, because I got sick and tired of the trolls, and I got sick and tired of her antics, and all that stuff. She's cancer. She's toxic. She's cancer, is what she is. And so are all the people involved with her show, and everybody involved in her Discord. It's all cancer, you know.
You know, I'll tell you, Cowboy was kind of upset with me last night. You know, after the show, we drove home, and he's like, Dave, I'm going to do my own thing. If you keep talking about this woman, I don't even know who you're talking about, and I don't like it. I'm like, dude, you do what you got to do. You got to understand, a lot of the people that came over from her show were disrespected by her. Jennifer, Dina, Barry, the list goes on, and, you know, and me, myself, and you have to understand this is part of what this is, and if you can't understand it, then I'll support you on your own stream. You have to go.
Then you need to get rid of the trolls.
You're not going to stop me from being me. It's not going to happen. And every once in a while, the people that are watching me,
the other people are coming in there. They're going to create chaos, and they're going to drive people away from your show that hate her. And you know, hate the powerful word, that don't like her antics, you know. I never like to say I hate somebody, because I don't hate anybody. I dislike people's actions, is the way I put things, you know.
I understand. But I just had to make it clear. And then Jen calls, and you know.
I don't like people's actions, but I don't hate anyone, you know what I mean?
Of course. We know who you are. You're a good guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just trying to protect you, but I can't protect you from yourself. And this is a family, and I'm just one person. Look, the only thing I am is the person on camera that opens, like, let's just say I'm turning the lights on so everybody can communicate with each other, because there's people here that love each other too. You got the Smudgies, Penelope, Big you got...
And I'm sorry I went off on you about the film Blue again. Just it's the last time. Just
I mean, that's old news already. You already gave me the speech.
I was watching the stream where they asked me to shut it off and type the basis loud.
Yeah, but remember I told you I went over to that same guy and apologized.
You can't film people without their consent at that hotel, and like.
Bro, why are you going back there again, please?
And yeah, it's like you can't film people without their consent in hotels, and like and certain places, people don't want to be put in camera. A lot of people, they don't want the attention. They want to maintain private lives.
All right. You told me once. I heard you 10 times already. But
Okay.
when I was there for the family, and I was trying to entertain and showcase what was going on and make it fun.
Yeah.
They didn't want to just stare at you for 7 hours, man. I needed to make this shit happen.
But what I was saying was, you should have asked people, like, is okay if I talk to you, and like, and
Look, this is really
that
weird.
guy, that bellman that you were talking to, I could tell he was really uncomfortable with being on camera and the way you were filming him.
Who, the bellman?
Certain
The bald
people were really
bellhop when I was asking him about his
uncomfortable with
hair?
questions. No, just overall demeanor, talking to him and putting him on camera, he was really uncomfortable, but he didn't want to say anything because it's his job to be there. And
All right, hold on, Bat. Let me get a...
He didn't want to say anything.
Listen, the
But
phone
I can tell he
number
was really
to
uncomfortable.
call in here is 551. Ready, guys? 551 404 2508. 551 404 2508. So if you could post that, because I know Harry's at work. This is an off stream. We just wanted to have fun with you guys. And, Barry, I love you. I just wanted to let you know that we're good. You and I are good. If you got a problem with being on this show, then I invite you to find a new show. But you're family here, okay? And
Okay.
if these trolls are going to come at you, I advise you. My father always told me 2 things. Well, he told me a lot of things, but kill them with kindness, number 1.
Of course.
And number 2, if you just ignore them, they'll go away. See, you can't ignore it. You see
I blocked
something.
August and like some other people in the chat
Right.
in Discord. I just ignore them now. Their messages don't even show up to me, and so I don't even respond because I don't get their messages and their responses.
Okay.
I'm gonna
bro.
block Tony next, and that's it.
All right. Well, listen. Again, I apologize if I upset you. We have the guy's number if you want to talk to him personally.
Yeah,
And,
I would like to help the guy. Anyway
Okay, good.
I can.
Then we're gonna
You know,
get you his
if
number, and I
nonprofit or
Look,
resources
I
or
know you.
affiliated with
Listen,
different organizations.
Let me tell the audience. When I needed a favor, and I called Barry, and boom, he was on it like that. So I know I can count on this guy. I didn't call anybody else. I called him, and he took care of it for me, and that was it. And that's all I need to know.
Didn't I refer your son for a job? I gave him I don't even know your son, and I gave him a glowing recommendation because of you, because I know the.
Hold on, Barry. We got somebody else on the line. Wait, hold on, Barry. We got somebody else on the line with
I
us.
the word recommendation for your son.
Right.
With the biggest sports car memorabilia auction house in the country.
I know, brother.
Who
do we have on the line with us?
Get him a job. They will get him a job, hopefully.
All right, we'll see what happens. Somebody else is on the line. Yes, we hear you.
Do you? I'm sorry. It's a delayed on my phone. Can I ask, why do you keep apologizing apologizing to Barry for his bad behavior? Like, you're just reinforcing it. I don't have anything against Barry.
I'm
But
apologizing.
Barry does not know boundaries. People politely ask him to stop doing things that they find offensive or rude, and he pulls the autism card, which is bullshit, okay? I have a grown child that has autism, is very high functioning like Barry, and that behavior is not acceptable. And by you allowing him to do it and not calling him on his bullshit, it's just going to keep repeating itself. And all of the people that Barry is listing that he calls trolls are people that have dealt with Barry and have seen him do the things that he does, regardless of what people say. Don't do that. Don't post your dick on Discord. Don't do this. Don't post porn. And he thinks it's funny. And then he says that it's autism, and, he finds it funny and other people don't. Don't let him fool you, okay? He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about.
let me ask you a question. This is Barry, by the way, okay?
I know who it is. We've
I wanna
talked
ask you-
before, Barry. Barry, we've talked before. We talked last year in
Okay.
another server.
Who is this?
And I had the
Okay.
same conversation with you.
Who is
Back
this?
Okay,
then.
I'm going to explain something to you, okay? I have severe social cue problems and issues, okay? I have severe social awkwardness issues. Things I cannot help. I'm an open book. Okay, when people...
No, that's but I don't buy that excuse, Barry. Barry, I don't buy that excuse.
When people flip me out, I panic, and I wind up feeling I have to prove myself. Okay,
Barry,
So
if you know this, Barry, shush, take a deep breath. If you know that about yourself, then why do you put
I'm
yourself...
working on it. I'm working on it, trying to work on
Barry.
it, trying
you and I
to help
both
the
know
situation.
you are full of crap. We know that you
I'm
are
not
full of crap.
I'm not full of crap.
You behave however you want to behave, and then
You know
when
what?
somebody calls
David,
you out
David,
on it,
David,
you pull the autism card.
David.
Yes.
Sorry, David.
I'm just gonna say this: being autistic, there's no cure to being autistic.
I understand that. I understand that.
It can only be helped with behavioral therapy. Unfortunately, not all the behavioral therapy helps me. You know what? I'm just going to hang up the phone and withdraw from this conversation with this toxic lady.
Why? Because you're not getting your own way?
No, because it's toxic for my mental health.
It's not toxic. I'm not.
I'm not going to go with this trolling now. Thank you.
It's not trolling. It's not trolling.
Can I ask
Well,
who this is? Is this
go ahead.
Lainey?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hi, Lainey.
Probably came up. My real name, which I hope I appreciate.
It's okay.
you
Don't
did
worry
not
about it. Of
bring
course
up,
not.
yes.
Listen, Lainey, I just want to say this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
apologizing for my own actions with him
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a little hard on him sometimes. And I don't want him to feel like, he's not welcome here by me, because he is, and he was with us from the beginning. And he has
Right.
helped me with some certain things that I've asked him to help me. I haven't asked anybody. I want him to be part of this. I really do appreciate him calling, but sometimes he goes long and he puts out too much information, and I have people that are watching, like my daughter and my mother, and he says certain things that to me go over the line, and I have to hang up on him. I know he wanted to help that homeless person last night, but instead of just getting to the point and saying, hey, give me the guy's number, I'll call him off the air, he has to list every way he's going to help the guy 10 minutes while we're standing there. And it just it went over. It went long, and that's what I was apologizing for. Just to
Right. No,
clarify that.
I understand. And from my point of view, who has raised a child that has it, and has know all the cues and know all the triggers and things like that, when you don't call him out on it politely and tell him to stop, the behavior continues. He's right.
Well, I did.
Behavioral therapy is what.
I did. I called him out.
Basically, you
on
have
it.
to teach them how to behave in public. You have to teach them, no, that's not appropriate to say. No, that's not appropriate to do. And you just have to keep saying it over and over. You don't let it go. You don't just say, oh, well, he is who he is. Oh, it's the autism. He can't help it. Because Barry is smart. Barry is very smart.
Yeah.
He knows that some of the behavior that he does is wrong. But, yes, he gets rolling, but then you should put up the wall and stop it so that and then he should check himself. That's what he's not doing. My guess is nobody's held him accountable. So he doesn't check his own behavior. When somebody says, hey, that's not cool, don't do that, he doesn't stop and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. He just keeps barreling right on through. And then you feel guilty for making them feel bad when it's just like, come on.
You know what? That's who I am. No, I don't like to make people feel bad in general.
Well, he's a smart guy. He's
Right.
a smart guy.
And he has management who's watching
he's well
right now.
taken care of.
He has a management who's watching right now, and here she is now, and she's going to explain it.
Hi, Joe.
You leave?
Hi, who is this?
It's Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry. On the phone, it's a little different than listening to you.
Oh, I know, totally, Lane. You're kidding? Text all the time.
Want me involved or no?
sit here?
I just want to say
Yes, sir.
a few things.
I'll go
One
slow.
is, I
Okay.
totally
I was
agree with
gonna
you. Barry can be
Go and
completely
explain.
inappropriate. Absolutely, 1,000%. We can all agree on that, right? So everybody can agree on that. However, Laney, you did not have, your son was very lucky. Okay? He had you as a mother. And you knew how to raise a child with autism. Barry's mother completely did not know. Okay? It's very important for a boy to have a maternal figure. Okay, I know that from, my own experience because I have a boy and a girl, right? So the issue is Barry has issues that your son doesn't. Your son had you. Okay?
You're getting it wrong. It's not because he has me, a mother. It's because he was taught how to live in this world as somebody with autism. Now, Barry has all of the resources in the world.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. I've had this conversation with Barry before.
Have you met Barry in person?
No,
you have met Barry. Right, you haven't met Barry in person. I met Barry. I was with him for 48 hours straight in person.
Okay. And
no, I'm just telling you, it means that you're not seeing the whole story. I understand you're very strong-minded about this. I totally get it, right?
Because I think that he's not doing justice to other people with the same disability, and like I said, Barry is very smart.
He's very absolutely and he should know better. He should know better. Absolutely,
he can do better. He chooses. And part of it is a choice, and part of it's not a choice. I get that. I get that part of it's not a choice. I'm not stupid. I understand that. But at this point, he has the resources. He's had the resources and he's smart enough to know he needs the resources.
Well, I have a question
that
for you,
he could help himself instead of, and what I'm saying is not just the socially awkward part. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, it's other stuff. I get it.
Right.
I totally get it. But my question to you is, there's different ways autism can come out in a person, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why they call it a spectrum.
Right, exactly. So what if Barry has this thing? Is it all, does he have a choice, for everything he does? Because I don't know. I'm figuring that out now. I even wrote a book about it. Because I need to find this out. Because you say nobody checks him. I check Barry every single day. I scream him every single day since I met him and since and guess what? Maybe he never had that. Maybe his mother gave more of a shit about her daughter, which he does, than Barry.
You're
Barry
only getting one.
You're right. I'm only getting one side. You're right, and I can't wait to meet his mother. I wish I could meet his mother.
Because as a mother with a son, I can tell you his perspective would be way different than mine. The stories that I could tell you on how hard it was.
Right.
You can't automatically, just because he says she was this, that she was that.
Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. That's why, I want to get deeper into this, because, he tells me one thing, but you're right. There's another side of the story.
There's a whole other side of the story.
No,
like
absolutely.
I said, my issue is with the inappropriate behavior.
1,000%.
That's what my issue is.
Yep. 1,000%.
This is something that I, talked to Barry probably well over a year ago, and. The stuff that he has done, his behavior hasn't changed. That's all I'm saying. His behavior hasn't changed. He still cries foul. He still plays the victim. And from my point of view, between the Discord and the stream, not to him calling in, but the constant, poor me, it's ruining the show for me. I don't know about for anybody else. But honestly, in Discord, when he spams Discord, I leave.
No, I agree with you. I said that. I said I don't want you. He said he was trying to prove a point. I said prove it in another channel. I agree with you on that. The Discord should only be conversation between us, no spamming shit. No way. I totally.
It's every day. 100%. It's every day.
Okay. So David's the boss, and he's got to do something.
He's the boss, right? So I'm just
Listen, let me just say
I'm
that.
Giving you my point
can
of view.
I say something? As far as the Discord goes, that's everybody's. I just had it set up, and you guys patrol yourselves, and I just come in and say good morning and let you know when I'm going to be on, and if I have something to tell you, I tell you. I don't really go off the rails with that stuff. I
Well,
read what I read.
Make Bill be the admin.
No, I can. I have mod. I could.
good,
I could,
okay.
I could ban them, but I don't because I know
Okay.
the Tan Man wants people to be able to say what they want to say, which is
Yeah,
fine.
when I woke up this
But-
morning and saw all those pictures and everything, I almost banned
Right.
them myself.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that
Right.
we the people, and now I'm not just the only one, but there are other people
I agree.
that politely try and tell them, okay, we get it, enough. Like that's
Laney, I talk to Barry and I yell at him all the time about this shit. So that's why I'm thinking that there's more to this.
It's attention-seeking behavior. It's attention.
Mhm.
Like his phone call just now made
Yeah.
me so crazy to call because it
Yeah.
was attention-seeking behavior.
So that's what it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
It was attention-seeking behavior. He was looking for Tan Man to tell him how sorry he was and how much he liked him and how much he wanted him. He was looking for the attention.
And you know what?
that's
And you want to know
made me nuts.
something? I'm always going to
Gotcha.
do that because that's who I am, and I don't want to make this
I
kid
get it.
feel any worse than Elisa
not a
made
kid.
him feel.
He's not a kid. He's almost 40 years old. He's
Well, to
not a
me,
kid.
he's still a kid.
Yeah, but Laney, that's the thing. Like, what's the age comparison between a 45-year-old man that's neurotypical and a 45-year-old man that's
Do you
autism?
think that? Do you think Barry has? Do you think Barry's low IQ?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm just saying that.
That's what I said. That's the point I'm making. So if
But have an
was-
emotional IQ though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like there's intelligence and there's emotional intelligence. There's an EQ and there's an IQ. So maybe his emotional intelligence is way on the floor and his IQ is all the way up. I don't know.
it probably, but I think, like I said, I think you're doing injustice by giving him a pass when he's capable of doing more.
Well, I totally agree with you. Like what I think, there should be boundaries. The boundaries are don't spam, okay? Don't spend an hour on the phone with David because we can't handle it. Like I get it, but
That's all I was.
Yeah,
That's all I was. The point I was trying to make is that,
Yeah.
and I understand Tan Man, wanting to be understanding in the whole. I get all of that. I do get it.
Yeah.
But at a point, you have to stop, and like I said, put the wall up to stop him.
Well, like I
Otherwise,
said,
it's
Laney,
eating.
like I said, I reached out to him for something, and he was right there for me. So what am I going to do? Am I going to disrespect this guy?
Like I said, boundaries. Gotta have boundaries.
I mean,
no boundaries. I
my
think
boundaries are
your
just to
boundaries
hang up on his ass.
You can do what you want. I'm just giving my perspective. That's all.
No, I'm glad you gave your perspective because David and I, we met Barry recently. You say you talked to him for what, last year?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you have more of a perspective, but also David and I.
I know.
spend time with him
I'm saying
personally.
me and the other people that he calls trolls, like August
Yeah.
and them, have known him for. They've even known him longer than me, and we saw and see and have heard and listened to a lot of stuff that you haven't seen yet.
Right.
You probably will, but you haven't yet. I think so he's in other servers. He's doing his thing in other servers. In yours, he's pretending to be like, little boy blue. But I'm telling you, he's got a whole nother side.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know that side.
Well,
I
you
don't
know
like
what,
it either,
guys?
and
Also,
And
you
I'm
got
not trying to push him out.
Right.
I don't want to be mean to him.
We've
So,
been doing this for what, almost a month and a half, and we're learning as we go. I mean, we're trying to find our niche. I found the cowboy. It's a learning curve, and as long as people don't get offended when I do hit the hang up button and know I still love them, I just can't listen anymore because I know they're trying to help the show and make it entertaining. But after a while, sometimes it just doesn't seem entertaining anymore, and it's time to move on.
I agree.
I agree.
Totally
I totally agree. And
Right. So
All right,
I'm
I'll
right
hang
there
up
with
now.
you
I'm
guys.
going to-
Thank you,
Nice to hear your
Laney.
voice.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you. Thank you,
I'm
Laney.
hanging up too. Bye.
Love you,
Bye.
Laney. So this turned into the Barry show
I heard that.
when it should have been the Cowboy show.
Well, no, it was the Andrea show, actually.
Andrea? Oh, right. Andrea had to run and go do something for her daughter real quick. She'll be back.
Yeah, so we're shifting gears now.
We are?
Well, yeah, let's do a 180 and just back up out of that
Right.
and move in a different direction.
All right.
Okay?
Well-
I'd say we handled that as as good as we could.
Well, there's going to be all kinds of conversations here, my boy.
Oh, I know. And
You know?
some rub some the wrong way, and some rub some the right way.
Just got to entertain, you know.
That's all. That's it. We
You know, and
love
I
you.
called Barry, by the way, guys. I called him because he left me a text and he was real upset with me. And I just wanted to reach out to him and say, hey, you know, nothing personal, just business, nothing personal.
That's all.
You know,
That's all.
not that there's any business. All right, cowboy, I'll read you some chat.
Is anybody chiming in? My
Oh, yeah.
phone died. I can't. I just joined the Discord. I was so bummed. My phone overheated. Dope.
I'm on the chat now.
Yeah.
I'm a chat now.
Oh,
I
you're
like
you're
this.
chatting
This is
now?
chat. Yeah.
You chatting?
2508. If anybody wants to call in, there's the number.
Oh, sweet. We're taking callers.
Yeah.
We should play. You guys want to hear some music?
always.
I gotta get closer so I
I
can
got
see.
the music. Always wins.
We got music. 10-10 wins. Here,
Chat always
yours.
wins.
What do we got?
I'm going to read it to you. You don't love me, David.
Oh,
Jennifer.
yes, we do, Jenny,
stop
Jenny.
with the bullshit.
We
Why would you
love
say that? What did I say that was so bad? Rein in your client? I mean, what did I say? I mean, I
Chat.
wake up to Discord and see that on there, and he's just blowing up again in the middle of the night, and then you
Yeah.
know.
Can I say it? Can I try to be funny, or will somebody get offended? The Adderall was kicking in, usually about
Pay for a song request
2 a.m.
yesterday evening. I'll pay 20 to
Sounds
request Chris.
empty.
All right, let her rip.